A super common question that I often get asked by beginner runners is, how do I get started? Should I run fast? Should I run slow? Should I run far? Should I run short distances? There are so many different training methods out there on the internet, it's hard to know where to start. Perhaps you feel overwhelmed. Maybe you feel intimidated or confused. I want to shed some light on this topic in order to help you get started on your running. Hey, what's up? It's Kevin, also known as the Late Bloomer Runner. In this video, I want to share with you one of the most important pieces of advice I could ever give you. Yes! Like many things in life, unless you have a strong foundation or solid base, you'll be very limited upon what you can build upon that. In the world of running, we call this the aerobic base. So what is the aerobic base? The word aerobic simply means that your body is generating energy primarily through using oxygen to burn fat. The main focus of aerobic-based training primarily is low intensity exercise. In other words, lots of easy running in zones 1, 2, and even into 3. However, as your aerobic-based training progresses, you can begin to add some moderate training and some strength training in there to get some optimal results as well. Now, I agree. Maybe you're thinking this is totally counterproductive. How can an athlete get stronger and faster by training slower and with less intensity? Well, over time, your body will become more effective at supplying oxygen to your muscles, which in turn means that you'll be running faster and you'll have better endurance.
There's Kevin from Jacksonville coming through in the 10K 40.
Now, one of the books that I highly recommend you read, it's a big yellow book. It's called The Big Book of Endurance Training and Racing by Phil Maffetone. And I can tell you that when I read this book, it completely changed my mindset. And I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below. So in a nutshell, without getting too complex here, the rule is you take 180 and you subtract your age, and you may subtract a few more points or add a few more points depending on your current health. So 180 minus 56, that's how old I am, that would bring that number to 124. So since I'm not dealing with any type of injuries or I'm not burnt out, overtrained, I can keep that number right at 124. So basically that means when I go out run, probably 80 to 90% of my runs are right around that 124 heartbeat per minute range. Now within this formula, if you're currently facing some medical issues, you're on medication, or you're rehabbing from an injury, then you want to subtract 10 points from the number that you come up with. So 180 minus 56 in my case, and if I am dealing with an injury or what have you, I would also subtract another 10 points, which would bring it to 134 instead of 124. Now, of course, in order to apply this type of training to your regimen, you'll need to purchase a heart rate monitor. You can have a smartwatch. I use a GARMEN watch, and that tracks my heart rate. And like I said, pretty much 80 to 90% of my runs are slower, and I am not concerned about my pace or how many miles I'm running. I'm concerned about how long I'm out there and keeping my heart rate at that consistent 124, 125 mark. Now, I might add that in order to effectively get the best results out of this and to build a strong base, aerobic base, you also need to be concerned about what you're eating, whether you're getting enough sleep or not. Also, stress can elevate your heart rate too, so you don't want to be living a stressful life. You really want to relax and allow this aerobic base to get stronger and stronger week after week. And I can guarantee you that if you put this to practice and you do this for 2 to 3 months, you're going to find that you are able to run faster at a lower heart rate, which in turn will give you better endurance to run a half marathon or a marathon or an ultra marathon. But you got to first get that aerobic base set. This really has revolutionized my running because as an older runner, it's tempting to try to have to keep up with what's going on with other people in their running journey. And it's real difficult when you get in your 50s and late 50s, and I can't imagine in your 60s or beyond that, how frustrating and difficult it is to try to keep up with younger runners, period. So it's great to be able to go out on a run and to get the maximum optimal result, slowing down, having less stress, taking it easy on my body, and get optimal results. I am virtually injury-free. See, when you push yourself too hard, when you run too fast, that can stress your muscles and ligaments and joints and cause you to end up having more injuries. So the idea when you're preparing for a marathon or a half marathon, you definitely want to get to the start line healthy, well rested, and a good, strong aerobic base.